Crack that top at the
All
perfect
right,
time, Grant.
action.
I love it. And 3, 2. All right. Pot of Gold, welcome back. I'm Brett. I'm here with Mike, Grant, the intern, doing whatever he's doing, popping bottles in a remote location, running the boards. I don't know what the score to the Georgia State game was. We wore fancy jerseys. I think there's
56.
more to
Georgia
get
State.
into.
What are we talking about?
Who did we play last week? Is it
Georgia,
what was,
you're correct. You're correct. Oh, off to a rough start. I
was
interrupted
like,
you, and I
it's
was
like,
wrong.
did I
Sorry,
did?
sorry, Mr. Turkey. Dude, I was trying to imitate you during the fucking intro. You
Oh,
took
didn't change my
3,
name.
I took 2. We're good to go.
Hit us up on Twitter at potofgold at gmail.com, patreon.com/gold.
Brett,
Mike,
why
I'm
did
just
you
gonna,
pick Mr. Turkey?
it auto-selected it. I'm trying to change my name now.
No, I
What
love
an
that.
idiot.
Why would
What
you
an
change
idiot.
Mr. Turkey as your name? I've got all lowercase Michael.
Oh, you've got all lowercase Michael? I've got beans, greens, tomatoes, potatoes.
It's Thanksgiving week, guys. We're gonna
Thanksgiving.
hijack Brett's intro here. Welcome
Don't
to
want
Pot
an
of Gold. Like and subscribe. Honestly, we've been doing this for like almost 8 years, and I don't even know the intro, so I'm gonna butcher that. But what I will tell you is every week I make like a notes app.
On
So
your
I
napkin?
on my phone, on my
Oh.
iMic, I put notes in there so I can so I can recall some bullshit from a game like Georgia State and sound at least like I watched the game because I did. But obviously, it's Wednesday night, the night before Thanksgiving. The title of my note for this was Jayden Nicholas, just to kind of give you a perspective of kind of like what I thought of the game. Where has 19 been in the return game?
I don't. I guess that's a good place to start because it blew my mind. It's like
Are we
one. It's
live?
like
We have no one in. Oh, we have 3. Never
we
mind.
have people trickling in, vibing here.
We got
All
people
right, my
buying
bad. I'm
turkeys,
done
man.
talking.
Yeah, we started like sending a second dude deep, and it's like we have one guy apparently that we trust to catch the ball, and all of a sudden when we're playing like a team that we think we're gonna win by 100, we're like, guys, let's get weird. It's like why? Maybe it has to do with Brian Kelly hooking up a player for doing something, blah blah blah. It's like why can't we at least like throw Aaron Anderson back there?
Nicholas, that's what we did. We
He was
legit,
like, oh shit, me?
yeah, like not Aaron Anderson, not Chris Hilton, not Malik
No.
Neighbors. Let's go, Jayden Nicholas,
Jackson.
and let's not even. No, hold on. Let's not even line him up back there. Let's fuck around and find out. Let's keep him up front and then bring him down and just hijack the ball mid-flight from 80. It's wild.
QG in the chat saying that he was probably 30 seconds late to a team meal in September, and that's why he hadn't gotten a chance to return any punts or do anything.
You know what? I don't mind those jokes anymore. You know what? If we're gonna fuck around with Brian Kelly's discipline, like let's have fun with this shit. Fuck it.
Well, the Whip Weeks thing will be a topic. If it's in 3 minutes, fine. If it's in 30 minutes, but like that one got to me. That one very much got to me.
He had a foot gash, Brett.
But like we
gotta free that wound, my brother. Like everybody on Twitter is like free 40.
free 40.
And the next day it's like, yeah, he had a foot gash.
It's like Devin White getting suspended, and it's like we gotta free this man. I'm buying NIL t-shirts, but like Brian Kelly, unprovoked, just walked out to a podium before the season started and was like, I'm really big on letting everyone know what the injuries are. And it's like every week, it's like pulling teeth, like who's on the injury report? We made fun of it 2 weeks ago when he's like, is that it on the injury report? And he was like,
he just made such a big deal about it.
Logan Diggs also, but it's like, I don't know.
He always follows it with like, I think so.
Yes, maybe. Look, there is a chance there had been rumors kind of flowing around that maybe it was a like Whit Weeks got in trouble issue, and maybe Brian Kelly just off the cuff decided a foot injury would like calm the masses, which like once again you got to kind of figure out that doesn't do anything to help you, Brian. Like if you're going to throw that out there, but
golden retrievers don't get in trouble, dude.
I don't know about that, Jim.
Apparently, Whitweeks used a fake ID. That's kind of what's been circulating in the group chats, which is kind of like hopefully
Ryan Paraloo situation.
Ryan Parallel. It's exactly where I was going with this. Is like, let's see the paths. Let's see the difference between like how Ryan Paraloo kind of received discipline from using a fake ID and Whit Weeks, because history tells us Whit Weeks is playing for Jacksonville State pretty soon.
Barely. Yeah, I don't know. Just a total.
Whit Weeks is going to be a fucking demon for the next 2 years here.
And I started thinking about like, man, how sick would it be if we had like Edrin Cooper and
Covington.
Then I would be cool with like Whit Weeks not playing if we had like that dude along with Harold Perkins. It's
no,
like,
Edrin wasn't good enough for Ed, dude. Covington,
yeah, I very much remember you being like, no, this dude is gonna be a dog. And I'm like, you know, Covington ain't nobody comes out of Covington. Like, you know, I get to talk myself into like Ed being right. This was full blown, like we're USC early 2000s at that time. So
yeah, but we're gonna let Brian Kelly let a kid from Manny go to USC, who's now probably gonna be transferring.
Talk about it. Oh my, how the turntables.
Lincoln Riley is a fucking dead fish right now.
A bum. Everyone fucking hates him now.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I like, if you would have told me like this exact situation panned out and everyone was like, well, but Lincoln's so good and like you got to give him time, I probably would have been like, no, like fuck you guys. But instead, the entire narrative is like,
he brought Caleb.
You know what? This guy sucks ass. It's like, is he Kingsbury part 2 with like worse brisket? And it's so funny to me. It's so like, I retweeted it, you know, 2 years ago, whenever it happened. Josh Pate put out a poll of like what coach, best position, whatever, like who's going to do the best. And it was Cristobal, Lincoln Riley, Brian Kelly. And this was at a point where like everyone's just shitting on Brian Kelly, family. And just to,
I saw that.
To go from that to where we are now with Cristobal, I guess, in a bowl, at best, they're 7-5 right now.
At best, Lincoln Riley is a dead fish, stinky fish, and Brian Kelly is a diversion tactic for Billy Embody on fucking 247 Texas Ags as a potential candidate to fill Jim Harbaugh's job at Michigan. Like that's where we're at right now, and we'll get into that. We'll get into that because a lot of people are starting to fuck around with Brian Kelly at the end of this year as like a candidate for the Aggies.
That made me so happy when I get it out of the blue text from the mother-in-law being like red alarm, like red alarm emojis. Like, is this?
Talk us through that. What happened,
dude?
There?
I just get the screenshot from Facebook, and I'm just
my
like,
wife read me the same thing in the car on the way home, and I was like, no. I was like, why? She's like, what do you mean why? I was like, why? Continue, Brett. I'm sorry, but I literally got the same exact message.
I just can't tell you the joy it got me, because that is literally Texas A&M thinking they're on LSU's level. And it's like, I think, you know, your boy Josh Pate gone to the dark side. He's kind of taken some shit for talking about how good of an A&M, how good of a job the A&M job is. And like, I lean more towards him. I'm not as far.
Pate's the best in the biz.
But the amount of people that are just totally opposite is very funny to watch. Like, I think A&M's obviously a good job, but it's like,
but if we're talking about jobs, that's different than talking about potential championships. Like, we're talking about job security. We're talking about like hiring a Jimbo Fisher type of individual that's going to take that job to fucking kick his feet up and say, yeah, I just bought a ranch. Like, that's a retirement home. That's what that is. So it's a great job, but like, is it a job where like Ryan Day would leave the automatic? Like, Ryan Day is automatically, and he's made fun of, dude. Barstool claims this, dude. He's third base. Like, they call him third base. Like, he is born on Ohio State is like Alabama. They're born on third base. Why would you leave that position of automatically being in the top 5, no matter what poll is out there, regardless of who you played, to go to A&M unless you're ready to fucking own a ranch?
Yeah, unless you're like, nah. Dude, think about how much hair product Brian Day could buy for that much.
Oh, the
Can I tell
die
you
was
can I tell you the one name that scares the crap out of me if he goes to A&M, and I don't think it's gonna happen, but if Dan Campbell was just like, "Boys, I'm coming home," it would scare the living shit out of me. Watching that dude in the locker room,
Dan
I'm like,
Campbell's great.
A&M would run these dudes would, like, run through a brick wall for him, and, like, not gonna happen.
But
Who knows?
that's
He's
Dan
not going to
Campbell.
leave his job.
He's
Though.
not leaving Oregon. He's not leaving Oregon. He'll leave for
No,
Alabama in 2
Dan
years.
Lanning. I'm talking about the Lions coach,
Detroit.
not Dan
Oh,
Detroit
Dan
Lanning.
Lions.
Campbell.
An A&M
Yeah,
grad,
but he's
yes.
not getting.
I thought you were
he's
talking about
not.
Dan Lanning.
He's
Yeah.
not losing. He's doing a good job there.
No.
They would have to pay him, and A&M's not a. I'm so
No,
curious about the contract
that's
A&M's about to put up.
but
that's
that goes back to
us.
Mike.
That's us thinking like we had a chance at fucking the Steelers coach. Like that's what's
Mike
happening.
Tomlin.
That's
His
what's
back of the week.
yeah, like that's what's happening right now. Like that's the phase we're in right now with A&M. And so they're like, "Oh, Dan Campbell," but like Dan Lanning is still a
Yes.
reach, and Dan
Yeah.
Lanning is a fucking hell of a coach. And it doesn't matter if Dan Lanning got the fucking Mississippi State job. I'd be like, God damn it! Like I'd be pissed off about that, right? Dan Lanning and Lane Kiffin are chilling until Saban retires. And then after that, when they get passed up from Alabama, that's when Lanning and Kiffin figure out a spot. But those are the top 2 names to replace Saban is Dan Lanning and Lane Kiffin.
What's his salary?
Not A&M.
The buyout. What, are they going to just offer up another
Dude,
like 100 mil guaranteed
No.
buyout? That's what I need to see.
No.
Lanning's about to make $7 million a year at Oregon. It's like
Lanning needs to fucking chill at Oregon.
Yeah.
He can win at Oregon, dude. Build Oregon up and be like the first elite disciple of Kirby Smart. Don't fucking go to A&M, dude. Like
I've been
he's 2
very
years in.
pro. I've been very pro. Like, hey man, when your name's hot, you take it. But like A&M is a spot that it's like
Not
Tom
A&M.
Herman going to Texas. Like you're the fucking golden boy in college football, and all of a sudden the team you go to, it's like, yeah, we're gonna fire this dude in 3 years, and then all of a sudden you're at New Mexico State.
Well, there's a difference between like being a golden boy and just looking for the next paycheck because you're not really that great and you're just like, fuck it, dude. If they're gonna pay me $10 million, like I'm jumping. That's a golden boy. But then if it's like someone that is gonna have the time to build a program that's fucked, like we're talking like rebuild, right? Like this isn't just like we saw what happens when A&M gets recruits and doesn't have coaching. They're looking for the whole package here, and like the whole package takes time. You can get the recruits, but like you need to go through the growing pains, and if you're not going to wait around for a developer of talent, a true CEO of a fucking Fortune 500 business, like you're shit out of luck. And so I think A&M, if they were smart, they would invest in someone that's there for the long haul and is going to be there to like rebuild for 5 years with the recruiting. You get a hot name like a Tom Herman or something like that's, oh, you did great at Houston, so save our program. It's like, well, motherfucker, you better give him like 6 to 7 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's not an overnight deal. And that's what LSU is kind of struggling with right now with Brian Kelly. It's like, oh, we thought we'd get Brian Kelly. I'm not saying us, but like, oh, we got Brian Kelly from Notre Dame. We're supposed to be winning like 11 games a clip like every year right out of the gates and competing. It's like, well, there's some embedded issues that we're working through here at LSU, and Brian Kelly's not perfect by any means, but like give this guy some fucking time, my friends.
I mean, look, obviously the defense pissed away a potential national championship, potential playoff team.
100%.
Like we get that. But dude, I go on the rant today for the first time all week, and I just start scrolling, and one of the first posts that like catches my eye is like, I'm not totally out on Brian Kelly yet, but, and I'm just like, what the fuck? What more do we want? We went to the SEC, and now we have the best offense in America, which is going to jumpstart a huge, hopeful recruiting wave.
Yeah.
You can sell
You're
yourself
about to get
on
the
a whole
number
new
one player
defense.
in the nation for 25 because of Jayden
Out
Daniels.
of Michigan.
Because of Jayden Daniels.
100% because of Jayden Daniels, and people in the chat bringing up Lane going to A&M, scaring them, and it's like,
He's not.
there was a time, and it was very not long ago, that I was like full ride or die, like Lane should be the guy. I think I'm starting to grow up from that tank at that
He's a
take
great
because it's
offensive
like
coordinator. He's a brilliant offensive mind,
I'm still
but that's where it
pro
stops.
I'm still pro Lane, but to think he's like a turnkey solution to like roll into any program, it's like I'm not positive. It's like what big game has Brian Kelly won? What big game has Lane won? He beat LSU because we gave up 55 points and they held us to 49 or whatever it was.
He's not he's not cream of the crop upper echelon. He's a great coach. He's
But
not cream of the crop upper echelon.
he also might be legitimately perfect for Alabama.
He will be interviewed. Like him and Lanning are going to be targeted. But you brought up a great point, and we've got a lot to talk about here. And that's I kind of warned everybody being Brett and Grant, like I'm feeling it tonight, so it might be a little long. I apologize, but like the Brian Kelly criticism has gotten me to a point where like I really had to think about like what do you want? What truly I'm fucking 33 years old, right? I take it
Grown
that
man.
I'm a man.
well, no, I'm saying like I don't expect to see a fucking national championship
I'm
every season.
33.
I'm not a child. Like I don't like I am a fan of this program. Brian Kelly has brought me an SEC West championship in the first season of a rebuild when he had 30 fucking scholarship players. The second year was a fucking bust, but guess what? I'm so invested in this season because it is the most exciting offensive product I have ever seen. We have we have the version of a quarterback that we dreamt of. He's a creative player on NCAA.
He's who Ryan
He
Perrilloux would have
and
been.
He's
like
you were 100% right when you tweeted out like this is what I thought I was getting into
yeah,
with Russell Shepard. And
this
it
was
like I never even thought about that until and I was like, holy shit, we thought he was gonna run for 1,000, throw for 2, and we were gonna be unstoppable.
and we got it in year 2. It's like,
Yeah.
guys, like I there's so many other ways this could have turned out. We never would have thought that I never would have thought Jayden Daniels would be this guy this time of the season this year. I
No.
thought he'd be decent. He'd compete with Nuss. He'd be good depth. If anything, he'd be our starter and he'd have a fucking dynamic running game. But eventually we'd have to get a better recruit to like be elite. Jayden Daniels is fucking elite. And it happened in 2 seasons. And it's got me like we have 3 losses, but I'm invested in every week of this season to watch this game. I'm tuned in. I am watching. I am not like I could easily at my age, at 33 years old, be like, you know what? I'm not fucking hanging out and watching LSU football every play, every single year of my life. But I still am because Brian Kelly has kept it interesting. Is he going to win a national championship at LSU? Yes. I really believe he will. But here's the thing. I don't know if it's next year. I don't know if it's the year after that. It could be his full contract before he does it. But I'll be damned if I hear, well, we need to get rid of him and move on because we didn't fucking make the playoffs in year 2. It's like, get the fuck out of here, dude. He fucked up on the defensive staff. We had a lot of issues that were happening with the defensive personnel as far
We
as
had personnel
the
issues.
kids. Like, let him make a change. He's going to firehouse. He's going to fucking make a move. And if you look at all of the defensive coordinators he's hired at Notre Dame, they're elite aside from one. Like, you have one fucking anomaly that he got rid of 2 games in. Like, the dude's going to replace a guy and we're going to keep getting better and better. We're about to get a commit. Sorry. Signing is a long ways away. We're about to get a commit from Bryce fucking Underwood from Michigan. Harlem Berry, the number 1 running back in the nation from Newman, and the number 1 receiver in the nation out of fucking Duncanville, Texas. And you're going to tell me there's fucking issues? I'm not sitting here dying on the hill for Brian Kelly 10 years down the road. It's fucking year 2, people. Let this dude build. Like, appreciate what you have and appreciate the fact that you're not a fucking Aggie.
I just don't know. Name another coach that's not Kirby Smart or Nick Saban that you're saying this is where we're at in year 2. It's like there's just no other option. Lincoln Riley, say he wanted to come. Are we sitting here at 7-5 because he brought Alex Grinch with him and we're doing the same thing, talking about how we had a sick offense and Caleb Williams and we blew it because we couldn't because
I believe in a
Grinch is
process.
dumb?
I believe in a process. I think Brian Kelly has a fucking bigger picture that he's trying to create.
I think he has immediately built the floor of like this, where it's like we lose close games to top elite teams. What was the stat? The teams we've played are 30-3. It's
Yeah.
like it's not like we lost to Arkansas. It's not like we let Florida beat us. That's when you start getting pissed off at your coach. When you lose the coin flip games against top 10 teams, you
Yeah.
kind of have to suck that one up and say, well, we learned and we'll get better next year.
He's got fractures, dude. And like, don't get me wrong. Like, there's like, oh man, should we have identified that we're gonna have a fucking disaster on defense this season, like 3 weeks into fall camp? Yeah. But like at the end of the day, he made some mistakes of getting a defensive line coach filled immediately. But like, is that a mistake, or is that more of like, oh my God, my defensive line coach had a fucking stroke in the middle of practice, and now like I don't
Shame
have
on me.
He
It's
started
like-
eating too much Louisiana food.
We should have put out
It
the
is
we
his
should have put
fault.
out the rumor that Brian Kelly didn't even interview Lindsey.
I thought about that.
My
you
deal
didn't.
is this, dude. It's just like I don't want to run this fucking guy out of town. I don't want this fucking fan base to all of a sudden be like, oh, this guy's a
What?
Yankee, he sucks, and like start turning on this motherfucker when you're about to have a Heisman Trophy winner, an SEC West championship with this bullshit product that we have to deal with right now. Do you understand that like this state gets gutted by our competitors? What's our biggest need right now? Defensive line. The 2 top defensive tackles in the nation are out of Louisiana, and they're going to fucking A&M. Do you understand what he's got to work with right now? It's the culture that was developed over Ed Orgeron's fucking tenure and the end of Les Miles. Like, it was toxic. Give this guy a fucking chance is what I'm saying. If by the end of year 3, this time next year, we're sitting in the same boat, let's talk.
So
Well, next year will be breaking in a new quarterback, Mike. I mean, new defensive scheme. I honestly
This O-line is disgusting. This like
I need to
whoever,
see defensive. We know the offense is not going to be on this same level next year.
They're not going to be on the same level, but they'll be fine.
They will be fine. So the defense needs to make a jump
Massive
or a leap
change.
or a hop, a step,
and he
whatever
will
you
do
want
it.
to call
That's
it.
where I'm planting my flag. Is like he's going to fix the defense.
And
period.
if not, I'm concerned.
That's whenever I'll be on here fucking bitching like a drunk lunatic like tonight.
The reason LSU made it to the SEC championship game last year is because we hit the portal really well. The reason LSU did not make the SEC championship this year is because the guys we took in the portal didn't pan out, whether it be injury, being 12 seconds late to team meetings, whatever you want to pick. You know, we can blame the defensive line for a lot of things, but it's like we talked about a linebacker being the Mr. Weight, Mr. 1000, best, strongest, best dude on the team, and like he's just another guy out there.
We identified that like we're fucked on defense. We're fucked. After Ole Miss, it was like there is no more, like we're not winning shit. What we need to do from this point forward is score every fucking possession. There's no more game management. There's no more
Oh, we need to take a delay game.
There's no more complexities in the game plan. The game plan is early and often get fucking 7.
Sorry, Jay.
That's
Sorry, Jay Bramblett. You're going to be sitting the bench.
Great job by LSU posting that video of Bramblett just chilling all night.
But we did. But that's what we have done. And that's why we're like
We've
even
adapted.
That's why we're even competitive.
And part of
that's a testament to Brian Kelly. He adapted to the defense being so bad that he's going to invest more time and resources into the offense to be as good as they possibly can and scheme the entire game on
Mike
that.
Denbrock is up for the fucking Bolitnikoff.
Mike Denbrock being the best receiver in the country. Crack
not Bolitnikoff. Broyles.
Moreland.
Just fuck.
Wait, before I forget, I have this up on year two coaches. So Brian Kelly is obviously a year 2 coach. I don't know if y'all want to go through and rank, maybe finish some of your points. I just before I forget, some of these year 2 coaches.
Yeah,
Quincy Wiggins. Listen, I may have been 3 sheets to the wind by this point, but Quincy Wiggins came in the game. And this is the other than Jayden Nicholas, like those are the top 2 lines: Jayden Nicholas, Quincy Wiggins. And that's if there's fractures with my relationship and my love affair with Brian Kelly, it's like, dude, where the fuck has this guy been? Like, do you not think that maybe some of these cats from South Louisiana are fucking gamers and they just don't stick to coaching and practice? And it's just like when the pressure's on, when the lights are on, when it's fucking live environment, when it's do or death, Quincy Wiggins, Javian Tiviano, fucking all these dudes that are starting to step up that haven't had playing time, that are young. It's like, dude, give them a fucking shot
Well,
and they're going to play some ball.
that's the thing. It's like if LSU's defense was average, I could understand Brian Kelly being like, look, man, we got to keep some of these experienced guys out here who communicate. We can't stop anybody. I mean, dude,
No.
the first quarter of the game, you're just like, is this really going to, are we
don't
really going to do
have a
this again?
defense. There is no defense.
And
There
so
is
to
no
just
defense.
not like throw like I feel like if that were me, I would play every single player I had to be like, we gotta find somebody. Like no one on
Yeah.
this team, there's no one on this defense outside of Harold Perkins that deserves to get 90%, 90, whatever you want to say, percent snap count. There's just not a single one. And just to not like ever give any, but like
Whitweek?
Whitweek's had a foot injury, so we will not talk
Big
about
gash.
that.
Big gash.
Big gash, popping.
What happened with that?
I don't know, dude. Probably got jumped by a bouncer at the bell.
I fell asleep crying several times this season, knowing this is true. Crying. Fell asleep.
Tears in your eyes.
Tears, knowing that Major Burns is coming back. I'm just saying it, dude. Like that's. I don't want a seniority fucking deal happening next season at safety. I don't want that.
What about have you cried at the thought of Kyron Lacey coming back?
No,
Kyron
dude, gets better. Kyron gets
I was
better.
thinking someone asked the question in the press conference, and because I had looked like
I didn't
2
know
weeks
he had
ago.
a year. I didn't know.
I did not
didn't know
either because I was like, honestly,
Diggs
Kyron Lacey coming back is like the one like dude who actually got some playing time like in this would probably be really good for Nuss. I was like, it sucks it's not going to happen. So like I've already talked myself into wanting Kyron Lacey back, and I'm assuming
Lacey will come back
if he has the opportunity. If he can, yeah.
Kyron he can, and I think Kyron will come back and be the featured receiver. I think Diggs can come back,
That's what he said.
Which is weird. Of
That'd
like,
be huge.
Why would you? Like, what else do you have to prove? Same with Wingo, but like, I think if you can get Diggs, Jackson, Holly, that's a fun.
Yeah,
rotation.
Diggs has only played 3 years. This is only his junior year. He's a real junior.
I know for a fact Diggs can come back. Like he can come back. I'm just saying.
I didn't realize that
he could also go pro. And so I think Diggs coming back, like that's one of the leaders, if not the leader on the offense coming back.
Yes.
Dude, that offensive line breaking in a new quarterback with the experienced Kyron Lacey and some studs who haven't really got the opportunity.
Brian Kelly has signed a 5-star tackle every year he's been here. He's got Campbell, Lance Hurd, Weston Davis. 3 years in a row, he's got a 5-star offensive tackle.
It doesn't include Emory Jones.
And then it doesn't include Emory Jones, and then it doesn't include the highest 4-star possible top 50 player, DJ Chester, who's going to be your center next year. And tight ends, he's got the newest on 3 5-star number 1 player in Louisiana, Tredez Green, tight end. Like offensive line, tight end, like Nussmeier, whoever's our fucking quarterback transfer, I don't care. The motherfucker's not going to get touched. Like and then if he can get Diggs back there with some good pass protection and a veteran presence at running back, and then you rotate in Caleb Jackson and Trey Holly, like, dude, offense is fine. And I'm not even talking about the receivers. Like, they've got talent fucking stacked there. I'm not worried about the offense. Brian Kelly needs to make an aggressive move Sunday. We need to fucking move on to DC.
Did you see potentially Jim Leonard taking a flight out
to USC? I cried.
Mike's been tearing up a lot, boys.
I've been deep Radiohead lately, dude. Like this fucking new job I'm going to, they want to do like a newsletter. They're like favorite fucking music, and like I'm so sad right now. I was like Radiohead. I just started listening to him like last month.
I've been watching The Wedding Singer a lot.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, super
Hats
optimistic.
off to the referees for giving Malik the touchdown and letting the record be tied. Because
Yeah.
I think Brett, you put it in the group me like I didn't think that was a catch live. I mean, after further review, I was like, damn, dude,
After
like
further review.
how the refs have
With
been
Matt Moscona.
like how the refs really need to prove themselves and like are trying to get everything like fucking right. Like I thought we were fucked, but like gave it to us, and like that was beautiful to see. That was in my notes.
Thanks, Trevor.
Yeah, I don't know if it was this game or last game, but at one point Malik took a ball and it just how quickly he got to like top end speed. I was like, holy shit! Like, imagine if we actually would have let this dude catch a couple punts.
Yeah,
He is
yeah.
absurd.
Malik Neighbors, dude. If it wasn't, here's the deal.
Like, he's
Harrison's,
got that Devontae Smith. Like, I can just fucking go in him.
we're gonna have, dude, Jayden, Brian Thomas, and Malik Neighbors are gonna go in the first round.
Yeah.
That's fucking nuts.
100%. Yeah.
Like Malik
It's gonna
Neighbors
look good.
we are so glossing over Malik Neighbors because of Jayden Daniels. It's insane. Like Malik
Yeah.
Neighbors was that next dog, and like it's going to be tied to the Heisman.
So we thought Odell was going to be.
He was Odell. He was Jarvis. Dude, Malik is embedded. He's the top dog in that group statistically. Like it's crazy.
And imagine being Brian Thomas. You're even more glossed over.
Brian Thomas is above like the Terrace Marshalls of the world,
Dude,
where it's like,
yes.
yeah,
He's
it's
statistically
amazing.
in the history of LSU, Brian Thomas has more. He's got higher records than Michael Clayton.
It's
like
crazy.
guys that we've put on this crazy.
Dude, the NFL is gonna drool over a dude like Brian Thomas.
He seems like a prototypical, like, you build a wide receiver, it's Brian
T.
Thomas.
Higgins. Yeah,
I don't. I obviously I'm not gonna tell you that these dudes are gonna roll into the league and be Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase like right out the bag and be great, but like college wise, this three is every bit as good as you had in 2019.
Absolutely.
There's just no arguing it now. It's like,
and this is year 2 of this new coach. Let's not call him Brian Kelly more. Let's be like, they had this new coach that came in. Year 2, he had receivers in a Heisman Trophy quarterback that was better than 2019. What?
The only difference statistically between Jayden Daniels and Joe Burrow, I mean, there's a lot of differences, but Jayden is able to run for 1,000 yards. Like
Jayden is playing so aggressively for this fucking trophy. I love it. It's look, that's all we have left to play for, and it's like I'm so invested in every play of fucking Jayden Daniels that I forgot that Malik Neighbors is like the runner-up for the Biletnikoff behind Marvin Harrison.
Shout out, huge credit. Huge credit to the LSU coaching staff, because they looked around and they were like, hey, we're not even gonna like pretend this is the Jayden Daniels show. They tried to throw him a touchdown pass.
That was the next thing on my notes. Like Jayden almost had a receiving touchdown. This is padding stats.
They're gonna try to get him another one.
We're getting the Heisman Trophy winner and signing Bryce Underwood. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's all we have left to play for.
It's money. LSU is so smart in their marketing campaign. If you haven't noticed, they're putting billboards up. They're doing this. Think about what they did with Joe Burrow, and look at where it's got them in terms of offensive recruits. You capitalize.
It's a popular vote. That's all this is a populist vote. This has nothing to do with like,
skill set.
Yeah, I mean, like, but you're right. Like if it was all about his skill set, it would be a no-brainer. There is no debate. But
we're all in. LSU's all in, and I love it.
They identify what chooses the decision. And so they're invested in the process of the decision making, and that is the ineptitude that I appreciate.
I am kind of over like the incessant Twitter arguments. Like, one person says something that's not exactly in sucking Jayden Daniels' dick, bombing this dude. Like, I can't, it's so.
Ryan Leaf had his comment today about
who gives a fuck.
That was my entire timeline. Like my entire timeline all day was letting me know that this clown said that Jayden Daniels wouldn't start for Washington or Oregon. Of course he would. He's the best player in the country.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. But like the fact that like my entire timeline is that, I'm like, dude, this is Twitter for me. Like this is X. The algorithm is just like all about people
Same.
arguing whether Jayden Daniels or Bo Nix should get the Heisman. I'm just like, dude, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm holding a fucking Jayden Daniels ticket from FanDuel, but at the same time, like it.
You're objective to what's actually going on.
Like I've been and this is hard for me, dude. I'm the Bo Nix guy, but like Bo
Talk
Nix
about a take that's aged well. That was like that might have been
that
one of
is-
the first takes we had.
that has
You
lasted
not we.
that lasted a good while. The Bo Nix fucking hype, but like
Bo Nix throws 6 touchdowns in the first half. Imagine if Joe Burrow. I remember Joe Burrow. Imagine if Jay Daniels played before Nick's game, then it would have been the revert. Like Nick's was like, "All right, I'm done," and Jaden said, "Hold my beer."
I could understand if like I could get it if Jalen Milroe or Carson Beck or Jordan Travis was like fucking diming people up. Everything was equal and they're undefeated and they're playing for Alabama, Georgia, Florida State. They're in the playoffs. It's Bo Nix with one loss. And it's like he's got better stats and it's
Phoenix is third. He's right there.
It's Bo
It's
Nix.
just I don't know, dude. It's like we've
Jayden Daniels, give him the fucking Heisman, guys. What are we talking about?
I agree. It's just like everyone's just trying too hard. It's like we're at the point where people are like taking the avatars, like the profile pics of the people who make these tweets, and are like, this fucking idiot. It's like, guys, can we just like let the votes happen? Jayden Daniels is gonna win.
This is like, dude, following Preston Guy.
I can't.
Dude, you're gonna be bombarded with this Jayden shit.
Well, let me show you. Quote tweet.
Yeah, and like I get it. He's got facts, dude. He's like pulling
like good for you.
Yeah,
but at some point, I have to fucking
his QBR on second down is
out.
better than anyone's.
I'm out. Jaden's got like, dude, I can only vote on that app so many times.
Yeah,
like the people like get the fan vote in. I'm just like, does this matter? Like I'll get
where's this go?
Yeah, like
who's cracking?
I'll fucking try, but like there's a Nebraska tight end in the options here, dude. Like, what are we doing?
Is there an actual Heisman house or is that just made up?
Yeah,
Travis is still too soon.
No, it's so tiring. I can't take it anymore. It's like good. I'm not besmirching.
But like we have 3 losses and like,
but all blinders
and all of this conversation. Because Brian Kelly understood that he's got an elite offense. Yeah, he fucked the defense over. He's going to change it. But guess what? Let's capitalize on something. Let's get capital on something and not take a loss this season. And we are, dude. And like that is
Heisman, you win the national championship.
No, but
no, but that partially kind of rolls into something I wanted to talk about because the rankings get posted, and it's just like. Not saying I don't care how it shakes out, but there's just no value in playing these big games to start the season because if LSU played NC State to start the season, lost to Ole Miss and Alabama, no one would be saying, "Oh, the 3 loss, oh, the 3, you can't do this." Same thing when I look at the rankings. I'm like looking at Missouri at 9, and we're sitting at LSU at what 14, and I'm like, once again. Playing this game against Florida State to start the season, playing USC next year does fucking nothing for you.
We have UCLA like week 4.
And look what happens when you win. Look at Florida State.
Nothing. It does not matter. 12-team playoff, Osbury, Woodward, Mulkey, whoever has the fucking biggest dick. Like,
did you see Mulkey clowning Glenn today?
Biggest dick.
Huge shout out. Oh
Mulkey's
my god. Like
Mulkey's the best. Mulkey doesn't give a fuck, dude.
I've never cared about
I don't test for COVID.
I don't care. Look, call me a bad LSU fan. Happy for them they won the national championship. I've never liked Kim Mulkey more than when she just fucking dunked on Glenn this afternoon. Whenever it happened.
Not enough controversy for you? Like, dude, just like knows his shtick. Like,
so funny.
Gets it and is just gonna fucking drop a bomb. And it's so easy. It's like more people should fucking open up their unbutton the fucking top button and be like, all right, motherfuckers,
loosen the tie.
like, let's stop playing the game here, dude. Like,
Sag
yeah,
your
Let's be clear,
pants a little bit.
we're
Angel
not
Reese
telling
isn't
anyone to
fucking
undress up there.
yeah,
Okay,
like
let's be clear.
Angel's got a low GPA. I didn't like her eligibility's in check. Y'all got
Pop your collar a little bit.
the parents got in a fucking Instagram beef. Like, I got to deal with this fucking bullshit. It has nothing to do with me and my fucking coaching ability. We're the best fucking program. Fuck off, dude. Like, go fucking suck Billy Napier's dick, whatever.
Ooh.
But
yeah, I don't know. It just
that rocked me, dude. I just got shook by my own comment. I don't know what I was about to say.
I don't know where I was going with that. But yeah, I don't know, dude. It's just frustrating because and once again, everyone's talking about like how there should be a 12-team playoff this year. And I just look and I'm just like, we're not gonna have like this is still gonna be this half-ass Mickey Mouse. Like we're just gonna pick and choose when we say strength of schedule matters, when we say this matters.
No more.
And I'm not even sitting here just banging the table saying LSU should be ranked ahead of Missouri, but it's like
give us fucking Illinois, dude. Give us Syracuse. Like, let's play some fucking pumpkin patch pussies.
100%.
In between. No, but like, hear me out.
You heard it here first, folks.
Hear me out, dude. Hear me out. This is where I get to fucking let loose. Okay.
I know. I'm just egging you on. That's all.
Just let it happen. It doesn't matter. There's thousands of people fucking judging my humility after
hundreds of thousands,
dozens of us.
But like the fact that none of that matters. What are you doing? You already have to play Texas, Oklahoma now, Missouri, Bama, Ole Miss, Auburn, fucking Georgia, who knows, fucking Florida. Like, guys, let's schedule Syracuse, Illinois, Indiana. Let's play a fucking Big Ten bullshit, Georgia State, fucking Georgia Southern. Who gives a shit? Exactly like Michigan does and Ohio State does, and all of these teams that play maybe 2 competitive games a season. And then let's turn the fucking gas on in November and play ball. Like, that's where we're going to have to go. I don't want to fuck around with USC Lincoln Riley trying to save his job on the hot seat. I don't want to fuck around with Chip Kelly on the hot seat trying to save his job.
May not have to.
I don't want to mess around with the like, we got a back-to-back with Clemson coming up in a couple seasons. It's like, guys, you can get the viewership by winning the fucking championship.
By going 11, 12, and 0.
You don't need to fucking sell out and whore out yourself for viewership to get your ass beat because you're not prepared in August.
Can you imagine the narrative around LSU if we beat Syracuse week 1, get one fucking stop in Oxford, and then we lose because Jayden Daniels had a hit put out on him and was almost capitated?
They would have us
was almost depleted.
No, but dude, like, we'd be so fucking hyped at that point that we would be like number 3.
Yeah, we'd be a one-loss team 5, and they'd be like, we think LSU would kick the shit out of Florida State on any field in America, and like we'd be. It's just
they have Harold Perkins. He fucked up Illinois.
Harold Perkins had 9 sacks.
He literally decapitated somebody.
Like if we played TCU week 1 instead of letting Colorado beat up on them, if we would have scored 80 on TCU and won like 80-25.
But see, like, this is but see, this is the world we live in. This is the perspective that you have to understand. If you're like, oh, fucking LSU lost 3 games, like, I'm out. I'm not a fan. It's like, fire Brian Kelly. Brother, do you understand? Like, we've got to fucking...
Next year, it won't matter.
Well, next year... So that's where... No, but that's where the fucking needle, the gauge, is going to start being. It's like, are you top 12?
Did you make the playoff?
Did Brian Kelly make the playoffs by year 3? It's like, was he a top 12 team by year 3? Is that the standard? Or are we like, hey, year 3, he needs to be semifinalist? You know, it's like playoffs are like that.
I think I think
you better be top 12.
It'll take some time to see how the playoff, like how teams that are, you know.
No, we're gonna make the playoffs next year.
There's a very, very strong part of me that wants us to catch like the 9 seed and be one of the first teams to have a home playoff game.
Which
that would be
2
sick.
losses, though.
I'd go to that game. I'd be like, I'll
Good luck
drive in
getting
for
a
that
ticket.
game. Right. Can you imagine? Like
No.
filling a stadium for once, every seat, and it's like this fucking
It's
matters.
$1,200 per ticket.
I would be
Not
marginally.
that much.
I'd be marginally bummed if we
For you,
caught like a
Sid.
first round bye.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. That means you're automatically in. I mean, you're in the
I
quarters.
know, but the thought of like having Oklahoma State like rolling into Death
I
Valley,
think-
being like, well, we're gonna work these dudes.
I have a feeling the first round, like once we see a couple years of this new playout pan out, it's gonna be like the stat on the screen. I can already see it. Teams that have had the first round bye are 2-6 over the last 2 years or whatever it comes out to, and it's like, fuck, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be there.
How about Andre Sam getting knocked out?
That one hurt. That made me sad.
That was the last. That was the last thing I put in the notes.
Literally,
what,
and then
what happened
literally,
to
like,
him?
I don't even remember. It was like a collarbone shoulder thing.
Yeah, it
off
looked
the
like a
tackle.
collarbone.
But like literally 7 seconds after that, Grant's like, "It's over," frowny face. And I was like, damn, man, there's like one person in America taking this Andre Sam injury harder than me. Like I was legitimately bummed because I don't know. I really like the dude. He plays
Yeah, he's a
hard.
headhunter. I love it.
But
It's not
come to
big.
find
It's not
come to
great. But
find
like,
out, Grant was talking about something and totally different. But like he left it there for at least 45
I
minutes
thought-
until Mike came in.
Because I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know that's what had just happened at the time of my text.
Literally, I went to the group meet to be like, this really sucks for Sam. And Grant, I see Grant pop up that's like, it's over, boys. And I was
over.
like, oh, I think it was over before then. Like, I don't think Andre Sam, but like personally, that hurts. I agree
That's
with you.
hilarious.
I just love seeing 14 in the defensive backfield fucking fly up to the line of scrimmage. It just brings me back to Tyron's freshman year, and I'm just like, I don't know.
I wish we could have not had to rely on him so heavily. Like, let him
dude,
be
our
him.
safeties are awful. Like,
Yeah,
there's
him be him.
there's no like way around it, dude.
I mean, you're losing sleep. You're crying, Mike. I get it. Like
I don't want to see Major Burns back there next year. I don't give a fuck if we interviewed him or I love the kid for being a Tiger, but like, come on, man, we can't.
But
have
his
the
neck
fucking,
roll.
Yeah, that's where I was going.
Let's be the head of special teams. I think that's fair.
That'd be cool if he was a special team.
But I feel like Kelly's gonna start feeling a little bit of that fucking fire and be
He's
like,
7.
yeah, he's what?
Mike is just hitting the realization that he's gonna get Major Burns is gonna be
I think
7.
No, Major Burns is an 18.
I think
all day.
That's true. That is true.
The problem is Major Burns shows up for every
Nuss.
meal 15 minutes early.
It would be very funny if he like gave it to Logan Diggs after talking about like.
Wait,
I was
wait. Here's a question: does Campbell keep 7?
Oh,
feel
that's
like-
true.
I
That's
feel
true.
like you kind of have to. Let
Yeah,
him
you
keep it.
Campbell of 7.
That would, but it's like there's like a video of like Brian Kelly pulling the patch off of his jersey.
And it's just like like he turns and it slowly pans and you think it's gonna be like Diggs and it's fucking like Lance Hurd and it's just like I gotta keep my job, dude.
Presented by.
It's a
Community
year
Coffee.
2 award.
You want to talk some games?
Yeah, I think let's roll into games. I need to
You
get
got a
out of here
basic
sooner
turkey,
rather
dude.
than later.
You got
Last
some
week,
stuffing to make.
last week's games.
Yeah, let's go through last week's.
Let's
We're
look
on
at it.
We're at
So
40.
Michigan struggled with Maryland. Let's start there. No, we didn't have that on the pick'ems. Do you want to talk about games or pick'em games?
I want to talk about what we picked, where our standings are, and let's dive into this week.
I don't have the standings.
That's okay. It's one. I'm 1. Mike's 2. Grant's 3. That's the standings, boys. I'm
All right.
telling you, man. It's kind of
Dude, what are you
kind of-
doing?
it's kind of starting to piss me off that people aren't like, hey, you want to come on my Twitter space and talk picks Saturday morning? Like I'm starting. There
Grant,
are
get
some
the
people
overall
that
record.
follow. There's some people that are following that are not giving the credit, is what I'm saying. But like, there's
I
just
agree.
no one in America seeing the board like I am. I
don't
think.
know. What do you have like for the whole season? Like 10 losses?
It's 17, I think was what
No,
Grant
he's got-
said. 18 now with Oregon State, which I will go to the grave. Like, I had the right side with Oregon State. Like, they should. That was the
No,
Bill
you're
Gardner
seeing it
special.
well. You're seeing it well.
He's got 39 out of 59. 39 out of 59.
That listen, I'm not trying
39
to
and 20.
I'm not trying to pump my boy
in a push, in one push.
But like every fucking show I fall asleep to on YouTube, like they're not even close to that shit.
No,
I'm telling you,
they're not even close.
And I'm not picking.
Now,
these aren't my games.
Well,
these are games that the group has collectively picked. I'm not
we're all picking them.
Now, Brett is also hold on, over the last 3 weekends. Hold on, that's the wrong one.
Yeah, he's been on a little bit of a burner.
I had like a 2-week
heater.
When I wasn't seeing the board perfectly. I was sticking to the shtick of the sign, the plus sign shtick, and I had like 2 weeks where I got fucking crushed. And outside of that, like we've literally been
you claimed that though. You were like, oh
yeah, that was week 7. Week 7 and week 8, you kind of took those weeks off.
I legitimately think the plus sign bullshit, like it changed the way my brain functioned, and all of a sudden I started Rain Man seeing the board, and like these games just play out exactly as it's going on in my head. It's beautiful.
17,
this week scares me,
20. Dude.
Because I want to take Ohio State.
1, 2.
I'm 100% taking
badly.
3.
I'm taking Ohio State.
Dude, you were 18, 3, and 1 over the last 4 weekends.
Jesus.
There's no one on the planet. I'm telling you.
Dude, are you not betting this?
Hey, you know, we tickle FanDuel every once in a while. We're
gotta
doing
fucking dive. Dude, you're seeing
the problem is when you start painting the board with end games and everything else, it doesn't look as great.
Just bet this.
I'm a degenerate, Michael. I can't.
But so like, Brett has a winning record on 7 out of 12 weeks. 7 out of the 12 weeks you've had over 500 of your picks.
Where am I at?
I didn't think this was going to turn into a suck fest, but I am here for it, boys.
I mean, no, it's kind of it's incredible. But honestly, it makes sense because like this is what happened when betting became legal here almost 2 years ago. Me and Mike were Mike was probably betting with you before that, but it was just like
Gerald's rich as fuck. Like Gerald's been probably riding fucking Brett's picks, like, just loading.
He's bought a rental property because of your boy. It's like fuck the interest.
So our Patreon page, our Venmo account.
My bad, Grant. You were talking.
No. So anyway, we've been like from that day we were like, Brett, how do you do this? What is a parlay? What does this mean? So it makes sense that you would be ahead of the curve this season.
I
feel like you've and no homework. It's like, Brett, here's the spread. Here's the game.
18, 3, and 1.
Yes, over the last 4 weeks.
That's huge.
But like I've been there. I've been the guy that's just like USC -8. Give it to me. I've been hurt, and what you realize is like what everyone thinks is going to happen. You just got to fade the public. That's
all
it.
right. Let's go into this week. Ohio State at Michigan. Michigan's -3. I like Ohio State here, +3. I think the fucking Michigan hype has just gotten out of control. And Ohio State's not a bad team. Like, I don't understand. Like, dude, I think Ohio State, aside from Georgia, in my opinion, is the best team in the nation. After the last few weeks, like, I'm convinced. I think they're dogs. Ohio State, in my opinion, I rode for Michigan all season, but like watching Ohio State more and more, I feel like they're a more complete team. They're a good team. Are they going to win the national championship? They have a chance. Does Michigan have a chance? Yeah. But if I have to lay money down here, +3, Ohio State, I'm going to go that side.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pro Michigan, you know, they play Penn State, telling you there's no chance. Like, I love Ohio State. I love Ohio State here. Okay. I can't help it.
$100.
I almost want to fade myself. Like I like Ohio State so much in this game that by the time this pod's over, I might tell you it's Michigan, but like right now, I'm
I'm
ride with
rooting
Ohio
for
State.
Michigan. I'm riding, but like I'm trying to compete in this. Like Brett,
you-
you're running away, but I'm doing pretty well the last few weeks.
Are you rooting for Michigan because you're a Michigan man or other reasons?
I'm from Metairie, dude.
No, but but no, you're
Grew
but
up
you're
in
a Michigan,
Chalmette.
but you're a Michigan boy born and raised into a Michigan household. So
Born Metairie. I grew up in the Ville, my friend.
yeah, but you're a Michigan man.
Dude, I'm a stickler for the ugly M. Like Michigan's tight. I like
So
Michigan.
that's my question. Is that why you're
No, I'm pulling for them because the same reason people should pull for LSU against Bama. It's like, dude, you got to break the trend. Like it's a rivalry. It's dominant programs. It's historic. It's blue bloods. But like, it's no fun watching someone just fucking drop nut sacks for decades on the other team. It's like, dude, let's fucking get this thing competitive. You're different. You're the Wolverines. You got a historic culture. You're a blue blood. Like, let's make college football exciting again by making you good again. That's why I ride for Michigan.
The thought of Michigan winning the national championship and then Jim Harbaugh being like banned for 10 years is something that I find that I have to root for.
It's incredible.
Fuck.
But Ohio State's really good. Like Ohio State is like that quiet, like, yeah, but we're the best team in the country. And it's like, yeah, probably.
Ever since I started getting all the pats on the back, now I'm very nervous about these picks.
So for the record, I am also picking
that's the point.
Ohio State.
All right, give me Michigan. I'm not even kidding. Give me
Are you kidding?
No, I'm giving Michigan -3. Give it.
Wait,
no, dude. I cannot pull against Michigan. All right.
Wait, you're going with Michigan?
Yep.
Yeah, OMO.
God damn it.
Both
I was
Ohio
going
State,
with Ohio State the
Ohio
whole
State.
time.
So was I. I'm not faltered by it. Ohio State's gonna +3. Ohio State.
Easy money. Ohio State's gonna win outright.
There's just too much.
Brett's gonna go 6-0, and we're only gonna pick 5 games.
I don't know. I'm worried this week.
All right, Clemson at South Carolina. I don't have the spread.
It's Clemson -7.5.
Obviously, I don't care to time jump here, but Oregon is on Friday night. Just putting that out there.
Okay, that's next.
So,
I like South Carolina +7.5.
Okay.
I think the record. I watched Josh Pate. Josh kind of convinced me. Like, I'm not taking all of his picks, but what I'm saying is Spencer Rattler at home versus Spencer Rattler on the road is a completely different cat. Clemson's good. I think Clemson can win this game. I think 7.5 is going to be coverable by South Carolina.
Grant, go. I think I'm riding with Mike here.
All right, I'm going with Clemson. I'm going with Clemson. That makes your decision a lot easier.
Okay, Dabo.
I've got to do something. I got to make up. I mean, it's not gonna. I've already lost. Like it's.
No, over. I could be insane. I could be fucking erratic here, and it's like no, Clemson's Clemson. South Carolina's South Carolina.
What I've seen before you said anything, I've just seen a different Clemson the last 2 weeks.
They're good. They're playing well. Their defense,
but it's also like the type of
Clemson.
It's also the type of team that like, ooh, they had a lot of hype. Oh, they went to shit. Ooh, there's 2 good weeks. Then they shit the bed and get up like it doesn't.
I get
matter.
it. Like, it's just the Beamer at home, last game of the season, Rattler's last game. I don't know. There's just a lot.
What has South Carolina done this year?
I feel like 7.5. I don't know.
Rattler's
I feel like
I've
had a good pulse on Clemson all year. I think I picked Duke to beat them to start the year.
You were back and forth on Clemson winning.
Yeah, I feel like I've really had a good pulse on Clemson. And I think they run out of gas here. Give me South Carolina.
Okay.
This is a game. If I were on FanDuel Saturday, I would definitely tease it up, make South Carolina two touchdown, and just say I just don't think Clemson can boat race these dudes.
The next one on the slate is Oregon State at Oregon. What's the spread there? Oregon
13.5 at
Oregon 13.5.
Give me Oregon all day. I think this is going to be a pounding.
Yeah, I do too. I have nothing else to say. Oregon State was the right side last week, didn't cover. I think they kind of shot their wad. I know it's a rivalry game. I just don't think they have enough to keep up with Oregon. Give me Oregon in the points.
I'm going with
Sure.
Oregon as
Minus the
well.
points.
I didn't know when we first decided to pick this game. I didn't know this line was that high.
It's a big spread.
If it would have been 7, I would have done what Brett usually does and gone the other way. But
Here's the deal. If this was at Oregon State
and
on
Bo
like
Nix is trying to win a Heisman.
or a rainy night, like they
Yes.
played against Washington, like I would think about it a lot more. But this is at Oregon. Weather looks good. Bo Nix is trying to win the Heisman, like you said, but they're trying to make the fucking playoffs. They're going to make a statement. This is a ranked team. This is a ranked win.
Yeah, they're going to put it on them.
They're going to put it on them. And so 13.5, I think Oregon's the side.
And you said this is on Black Friday, right?
Yes.
We appreciate that here at FanDuel.
If this line, maybe I'm a sicko, but if this line was like 10, I think I would take Oregon State.
That's kind of sick.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of sick.
Dude, it's true.
All right,
let's go Iron Bowl and finish it out.
No. Next game is Florida State at Florida. This is sneaky. What's the line here?
It's 6.5 Florida State, but they don't have a quarterback.
They don't have
Mertz isn't playing, is he?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, is he
Florida?
Not?
Oh, why?
Is
he
Florida
fucked up his shoulder last week? He like truck stick 2 dudes from Missouri, got up and was like,
right.
Down. And he was like, oh my god.
I thought he was still in. I thought he was still active.
Wait a minute.
If he's not active,
this changes everything.
Changed everything because I have Florida plus 6.5.
This is a fucked up spread.
I'll take Florida State.
Okay, Brett's got
plus.
FS.
Wait, is he really out?
I don't think he's out.
If he's playing, I need to know.
Let's do this. It's Wednesday. If we find out after the fact,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Brett will tweet it.
Yeah.
Shares update. Wait. That was 2 days ago.
If you can't find it at this point, actually, no. It takes you a while.
Billy Napier says he's quitting because he didn't get.
Do we know if he's playing or not?
Okay.
3.
We got to move on. I got to go.
1.
I don't know.
All right. I'm picking Florida plus 6.5.
Same. I'm only picking it because
Florida State's quarterback sucks.
I'm picking it because I want it to happen.
Are we picking one more game?
The Iron Bowl.
We need one.
Okay. So that's
I'm picking Florida though because I want Florida to win. Not that I really think they're going to win. I think it's going to be a 2-score game because Florida State someone has a heroic effort in honor of Travis. But
I think Billy Napier is going to pull some shit out and get another year. And this is the game
nice. It would be this. This was the day to do it. If you're going to do it, old Billy boy.
But that would mean he wins outright. So that's a flawed logic. At Auburn at Bama. What's the line?
Yeah, it's Alabama at Auburn.
Alabama at Auburn. You're right.
Bama minus 14.
It is 14.
What you really do in this game is you pray to God that Auburn scores first, and then you just bet everything in your account on the end game line of like Bama minus 10 or whatever it is. That's what you do. But if we're betting it like this, I'll take Alabama to beat the shit out of them. I know everyone wants to say like, oh, the game before lost to New Mexico State, like looking ahead. No, that is just Bama's gonna roll.
Yeah. I guess we have all the same picks.
Yeah,
Mike
wanted to be like, someone's got to pick Auburn. I forgot they lost.
Are you going Bama too?
Yes, I am.
You can't
for the record.
For the record, not pick Bama.
For the record, I'm going with Bama.
Okay, so we have some differences. Okay, cool.
Yes, you and I have one difference. You and Brett have 2.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Brett have 3.
It'll be a fun weekend. Guys, I hope everybody has an excellent Thanksgiving. Be thankful, relax, chill, watch a lot of football.
Story.
Jayden for the Heisman.
Story from this past weekend.
Go for
it.
I
gotta go.
Real quick.
Enjoy your story. I gotta go.
Who's going to stop the pod?
You can end the stream. It's about the election, but
yeah, talk to me. I'll chill.
Okay, you want me to end it?